gonna come back around on that one, Jordan. I love how that finished off. Me splitting off there, we're gonna talk about it like Jordan Patterson 319 to the dark arts of the Z coin. Mike coming in here and leveling the foundation off. I mean, that's the positive index to a quantum operator on having left-hand spin of an element of a decay from a certain situation, and it can get spicy. Inside here, I love how it played off into, again, I played the Nephilim into it, but there's a note about, well, there was a, after I began watching it or kept going through, it's like, well, how do you interject Cthulhu is in here just for funsies? Throw that curveball into this thing and see how that plays out. Dr. Funtainment over here will help me out. What do we got? Play the odds on anything, any stock in the tomb. It's a math problem. I mean, that's how we run it. And get it back a little faster on the turn of some indexes in here. In there about satellite cities and entropy and having to get those numbers to pin it down into, well, it's not just that malevolent site, it's an M2 to that, there's also fingers and variances of the team players at a time with combinations of how that structure's playing out with neutrinos affecting it across eschatology. So it's not really so dark as much as it is dark in the incident report of how general the wobbles are in between steps and figuring out the real mechanics into that situation, because then that Don will pop up on you and be like, what'd you do, brother? I'll kill you. Fucking not the mechanic, ASE certificate. I got the rules right here, buddy. In there for that shiny over there, I mean, you do have to factor that as a value in terms of me playing the game. Me putting it in there, if I was just going to put it out there with the drill sergeant or in the index, it kind of breaks the standard a little bit, but also encourages this aspect of a new way to function that material. As a new NCO model of adjusting red, white, and blue phases, 0-1 indexes, teams, systems, models, who I trust in its general form. Are those numbers correct? How is that general relativity for forecasting a weather problem, or just getting out there? Sunny today, it's probably going to be rainy tomorrow. I mean, 50-50 in a shade of gray. Or you get somebody out there with prime numbers, and now it's a goddamn weather god or a freaking plague doctor on the situation about the whole damn standard inside here, self-assembly. Somebody makes some number out of that that's not that true index. Jordan, you're fine. I mean, I'm using him as a death card anyway. But just be quiet. Marshmallow sleeping on treasure right now. And I would take care of that index. I'd be like, well, the thing about the manic, bipolar, schizophrenic, sociopath, psychopath on physics would correlate to indexes that aren't really adjusted when you put them from another perspective and go, it's an FMA object. It's going to travel in straight lines until acted upon by other functions. If I say it's Johnny, or if I say Johnny has X infinite number of infinite systems that could reciprocal into variables of hypermatrixings or strategic models of understanding Y's, real elements based on things that follow that. So real situational aspects carry that same type of weight, XY. Maybe not the value, whatever element you're dealing with there. Here, if it's left-hand spin, we're going to talk about it being radioactive. We're going to talk about it having a necessary timeline on decay states where you cannot deal with anything but absolute between increments of windows and timelines of censoring this thing and observing it containing all that radiation without it affecting timelines over here, X, Y, Z, Madame Curie and the radioactive desk and Pilot's theory of timelines and eschatology. Here it can be any matrix, any combination that I can use for a failure proof on you to describe the stone mill today. And you were supposed to hit an index, right? You were supposed to be over there, be right on that one. That's the pump in the bucket, 1111. Some of those are jobs on report, and some of those are systems of, well, you can report one thing, you can report the other over wider indexes on systems saying, well, you're right, I could. And I could do everything down to the goddamn atomist on the Book of David over there for the Davites and adding water to the turbulent flow on a thing. Or what I could do It's just explain field theory to you again. General relativity works fine to put it in the tomb. It's a z function of what we do with that in certain places. We use that commonly here. It'll be to the y index at the end, but if you decide you want to do things, there's a lot of 888 stuff in there about gathering of pause and information about time work fraud cases and what is time, what is space, what is engineering, what is physics, what is efficiency, what is any of the term, and whether somebody can really say, well, the dark arts on this one is the negative spin problem on some of that thing when you go think about it in a positive way from a brother. Playing one of those cards, invoke Salty or whoever, the Reaper or Bone, any of them, and then you're out there doing that task based on John 3:16 or Jordan Patterson 3:19. Catch you on the next one.